Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the Coatsink channel. Today I'm here with Lee. I'm Selina and this is another Stuff Spotlight. He's our head of design and will tell more about his work, what he worked on, what games he likes, and a lot more. So if you're interested in this, then please keep on watching. So I just said that Lee is sitting next to me. Would you like to introduce yourself? What do you do here at Coatsink?
Alright, yeah, so I'm Lee Kemp. Nice to meet you. I'm the head of design at Coatsink, and that generally means that I work either as sort of consultant across projects, and then I'm generally lead of one bigger project and leading the design across that from start to finish.
So you just told us that you worked on several projects here at Coatsink. Are there any projects you can talk about?
Yeah, so I worked on a game called They Suspect Nothing. It was the first game I worked on when I started here, and it was a fun little game for the Gear VR and the Oculus Go, full of mini games, lots of humour in it, really nice characters and animation, and then I've just finished the big game, Shadowpoint, where I was lead designer on that for quite a few months, polishing up levels and everything.
So you just told us that you worked on Shadowpoint. Is there anything you want to tell us about the game? Is there anything that you liked in particular?
Yeah, so I mean, working on Shadowpoint, one of the cool things is when you're making a puzzle game, or when you're making any sort of game really, you're getting through the game and you're learning the best way to do something. And so by the end of the game, everyone in the team's got this like really nice idea of how things work, and then progressively, especially towards polish, you're kind of going back and touching up parts of the game, and you just see them really like go from what you originally thought, and you're like, oh well, maybe that didn't work, maybe we can do it better this time, maybe we can do it this way or that way, and the game just raises in quality through the course of it, and that's really nice for everyone in the team to see. And kind of alongside that, when you've been working on a game for so long, and you kind of like, you're so accustomed to how things are, you kind of get used to the little sound effects that you put in there as testers, and you get used to, you know, the one music track you might have during development, and then when you start to see things like the final sound effects, and you get Sir Patrick Stewart and you get the music coming in, and then you press play because like you've been doing every day, you've been developing the game, and then all of a sudden there's VO and there's sound effects and there's music in. It's like, wow, like even internally before we release the game, you get this like really cool moment where the game internally is coming alive for everyone who's working it for so long, and that's a really cool moment.
Alright, so you just told us that you are a game designer. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, can you maybe explain it? What does it mean to be a game designer?
Yeah, so a game designer is kind of the person who during development has got to be in charge of figuring out what the best experience for a player is going to be, and that's across the breadth of the game. So it might be like one person might have decided how a button works, for instance, or you know, this interaction works by pulling this lever down over here. And that may seem like something really small, but a game designer's got to care about like, how does that work with this other part of the game over here? How does that work with this part over here? How do the cutscenes work? And it's not just animation or anything. They've kind of got to go to every department, be that animation, art, sound, programming, literally every department you can think of that's involved in a game, and they've got to bring those pieces together and start those discussions so that the game comes out the best from everyone. They're kind of like the conduit for every decision, but also the people who enforce quality along that. So.
Okay. So you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we're definitely not hand animating anything. You know, we're not writing the music. We're not doing any of that. But we're in the discussions about what sort of tone we might want, how a player is going to see the cutscene, and what sort of freedoms we're going to give to them so they can view it from this angle or that angle, and how that is accommodated as part of the animation. And it's kind of like this back and forth with every other person who, you know, because in development everyone wants the best out of the game that they're making. Everyone wants to do the best job, and it's kind of down to a game designer to help those conversations along, and then keep in mind like the vision of the game. So Shadowpoint's a great example about introducing cool mechanics. How do we give feedback to a player about how those mechanics work? Like we have, for instance, in the gravity puzzles, we have a little dangler that shows you the direction of gravity, and later on in the game we added a sound effect and a visual effect that tells you that it's reset. And that conversation involved literally everyone on the team. But it started in design, started in other departments. They bring it together, and then we all work out a solution. But the designer is kind of the person who's got to remember every other part of the game during those conversations and bring it back. And that's it. We're like little guidesmen.
I hope that helps.
Yeah.
So do you play any games in your free time at all? Because as I know, many developers don't really want to play games after work as they work with games all day, so they're a bit tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I'm kind of an anomaly there. Like, I definitely play a lot of games. Like, it's my main hobby. One of the games I'm playing a lot, or have played a lot of, is Prey, the most recent one by Arcane Studios. I just started playing Moonlighter, and I kind of swap between a ton of different genres at once. Probably one of my favorite games ever is BioShock, things like Abe's Odyssey, lovely story-driven games on PS1, and XCOM, because I'm kind of a strategy geek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I play.
Totally understand that. I'm playing Ori at the moment, but also I actually downloaded Prey yesterday, so that's a coincidence.
Good.
And yeah, I'm also playing Metro Exodus, so I'm always switching from indie to AAA and just back and forth all the time.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, what do those games give you, and what are their aims, and then you can kind of sit down and enjoy it, knowing that you're getting a different experience each time. It's kind of what I like as well, and it kind of gives you a lot of inspiration for things you might want to do in future as well as a designer, at least.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Did any of those games inspire you as well for maybe games you worked on?
I mean, yeah, a lot of it's things like tone, or just like general like humor. Like Abe's Odyssey has tons of humor in it, even though it's a really grim background, people being minced up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, yeah, I don't know, I think it inherently affects you in the way you think about games, whether you like it or not, And so it kind of, no doubt, somewhere along the line, there'll be bits of those games kind of inspiring bits that we do.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I mean, even They Suspect Nothing is a quite funny game, isn't it? With all those robots and all of that. So if you haven't played the game, check it out.
Yeah.
Is there any... So yeah, that's already it. That was a really nice spotlight, in my opinion. I hope you had fun as well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's just nice to show more people that work on our games and just see some faces, because you usually just see the games but not the developers that make them. So if you want to see more spotlights, let us know in the comments down below. If you want to see programmers, more designers, QA, write it in the comments. We'll bring them here and we'll get them all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see each other in the next spotlight. Bye guys.
Bye.